Hello and welcome back to Resonance of Horror Podcasts on our YouTube channel. I am Kevin and this is,
Ashley.
and we decided to pull or bring back the show out of mothballs because we just seen the Resident Evil 9 demo. It's been over a year since we've done anything with the channel, but we've gotten the hankering to do stuff again. We don't know any kind of scheduling. Stuff will come out when we're ready for it. How do you feel? How do you feel about it? You ready?
You say a lot.
I'm gonna let you edit it then. How about them
You
apples? You can
say-
take out. Do you want to take
you
out all the
say,
uhs and ners?
uh, uh,
Oh, I can't wait. Let's see. Let's see what you have to add to it. I want to hear. I want to hear.
you want to know how I feel about the trailer. Not the trailer, the demo.
Interesting.
God.
Interesting. Okay.
God. What did you say? I wasn't paying attention.
I forgot.
You
I
said,
didn't try to
how do you feel? How do I feel about the demo?
about the channel. Going back to the channel and doing.
Oh, I
some
thought you were asking me about the.
I was asking you about coming back a little bit. Kind
Oh.
of. Give our
I mean,
viewers
it-
a little bit of. It's been a while.
I mean, it is good to be back because we haven't been doing this for a while. I mean, the last YouTube channel, the last YouTube video we did was like a year ago.
Yeah, yeah, and we had two videos. One was we're back, and the other one was an Eternights video, part 2, and then we disappeared off the face of the earth.
Pretty much,
So,
even after we said that we were back.
I know, I know. So that's why I'm saying no set schedule. We get something out when we get something out. We're both still pretty busy, but yeah, we got really excited. There's a lot of horror game demos coming out that we're interested in, and of course we're excited for Resident Evil 9 and you know being able to get back into that stuff. We have a little bit of a new setup. Let's start from the beginning. How do you feel about the new character Grace, the FBI agent?
I would say she's a pretty good protagonist. It's actually, a new, like way of playing the horror games because she's kind of like us, basically, like human. She doesn't have any special powers, any cool things. She's never been in combat. She's never fought any, like, monsters. She's never, like, Leon's been through Raccoon City. She's kind of similar to Ethan, but a little bit different, I would
Yeah,
say.
I would say opposed to Ethan, where I think they were trying to give us the idea of that any of us could step into this character's shoes, which is why they didn't like do the whole face reveal or anything like that. I think they have a grounded character where she has a personality and she would act like any of us if we were thrown into this situation without any kind of training. Although she is an FBI agent, I don't think it's in like any kind of combat rules or anything like that. I think she's like very much research and logistics or something like that. So
But she could also be a rookie because Leon was also a rookie
yeah,
too.
yeah,
So she
Leon
could
was a
be
rookie.
just starting out.
Yeah, yeah. So similarities to the other games, just from aesthetic of the map. What do you think about that?
How do I feel about it? I
Yeah,
would say, just from watching the demo, it seems like it's got a lot of Resident 8 and a lot of 7 and a lot of PT. PT vibes. The monster kind of reminds me of like the PT monster. I don't know what the monster was called. There's some things in there like when you're watching the demo, if any of you have seen the demo, there's a point where Grace has to move the cart and the cart makes a lot of noise, like things are falling off of it, and the giant monster comes in and you have to like hide under a table. Kind of reminds me of Seven, where Ethan is running around and Marguerite is looking for him and he has to hide in certain places until like she leaves and then he can like get back out and go do whatever he needed to do. Similar to Grace, when the monster leaves, then she can go back out and climb up on the cart and get the screwdriver that
yeah,
opens a fuse box.
yeah, yeah. And I thought what was interesting what you were mentioning earlier was like finding the key for the door and like the faces, kind of like 7 and 8, where they were all themed off of something. Like in 7, you had to find the crow key, the scorpion key. 8, you had to find each of the 4 houses of the 4 lords keys, and then you got like an ultra key so you can go to the main area at the end. So I thought that was pretty interesting. I can see the PT vibe a little bit with the, I'd say the lighting of the environment seems to be like an abandoned medical clinic of some kind. Now, my question is for just this section: do you think it is in? Now that we know we're going to be going back to Raccoon City. Do you think it's in the Raccoon City area or demolished area, or do you think it's somewhere else?
I think it's going to be a little bit of different areas. Like one area is going to be Raccoon City. If you've seen the trailer, the first trailer, they show Raccoon City. They also show the Spencer Mansion. They show a clinic, yes, but I don't really know where that would be from because none of the games really showed a clinic before. Kind of reminds me of Silent Hill 2 remake where they go into like a hospital and it's kind of old looking, and you also have to find keys in that one as well.
Well, also in three, when you go to the hospital as Jill and
Oh yeah,
Carlos.
that too. Yeah,
But this
that is true.
one reminds me of, just because the theming, it reminds me of two, where you have these statues. The original Resident Evil Raccoon Police Station was originally a museum. So this is kind of unusual for a medical place because it also looks like it could be some kind of museum because you had the statues of the horses. That main area at the very end where she crawls out from under the gate, it's a well lit area that almost kind of looks like a main area that you would find in the Raccoon City Police Station. Kind of like the museum kind of feel that it has, which makes me wonder if maybe it is in the an abandoned area in Raccoon City that was demolished.
Maybe. I would say another similarity that they put in there, um, that's from like one of the other games. If anybody's played Resident Evil 2 Revelations, which we currently are playing, there's a part in that game where you play Claire and Mariah, or Mori,
Myra.
Myra. Okay, Myra
I had to think about it
is
for a
a
second.
hard. That's a hard name. Anyway, it's in episode 2, the struggle, where it's after you get out of the helicopter and you're in kind of like the streets. So more was it
Myra.
Myra?
It's okay.
Myra says, "Be careful, they're coming." And if you watch the first trailer of Resident Evil 9, when they're walking in the rain and like the scene before that, they also say, "Be careful, they're coming." They're coming.
Hmm.
I thought that was interesting. It was kind of like a nod to the Revelation series, which was cool, I thought.
Yeah, yeah, no, I think that's pretty cool, and I'm thoroughly enjoying being able to play that. Um, Before I hadn't played any of the other episodes outside the first one, so that's fun to experience, and also I kind of enjoy seeing things in that game that made it into the other games. As far as I'm aware, it's the same development team from the Revelations games that got to do all the remakes from 2 on to forward. So it's kind of nice to see things like the stealth mechanics from Revelations 2 make it into Resident Evil 4 remake.
Yeah, like when you have to crouch
Yeah, so
and
so I will say one thing. I wish that they kept where you can knee or stay crouched and shoot in 4 because there'd be plenty
that
of
would have been
stuff to
cool.
do. Because every time I want to do something or take aim, Leon stands right up. I kind of wish they could have kept that, but that's just a small grievance from me. But I mean, Resident Evil 4 remake is amazing. It's done very well. I like it a lot. Very addictive to play. Um, so I heard earlier, and I'm curious about your thoughts about this, is they wanted to go for something called, I believe, addictive horror replay value or something like that. I'll find the official term and put it on screen. And basically, what it would be is every time you die, it spawns the monster in a different area, kind of like Alien Isolation. How do you feel about that? Is like that being attached to the pursuer enemy? Like let's say the creature that we're going to talk about
I
in
think
a
it's
minute,
called the Stalker.
the stalker.
I think it's called the
If
Stalker.
the stalker kills you in one room and you you're like, okay, so next time I go into this area, um, I'm gonna expect this thing, and it doesn't show up, but you know it's somewhere in the building, and it
Wait,
changes
wait,
every
wait,
time.
wait. You're telling me that they that's the way 9 is going to be? That giant monster is going to be, if you die, it's going to come out a different area?
Yes, yes, it's something they did in Alien Isolation. I've played Alien Isolation. I don't think you've played it, but that's something that they wanted to do with the stalker pursuer enemy in this one. How do you feel about
Oh,
that?
interesting.
Yeah,
No, I didn't know that.
I kind of like it
Is
because
it
it's not
kind
as
of
scripted.
is it kind of like 8 where Miranda kind of just pops out in different places? Doesn't she do the same thing?
During her boss fight, kind of, but she just mostly just blurs your vision and then attacks you from like the side or something like that.
Oh, I thought she pops up in random spots.
Yeah,
Oh, or maybe like the you know when Ethan goes into the dollhouse and that doll like just pops up anywhere? Doesn't it kind of change its locations too?
it does have a couple of random areas, but I mean, if you've played it a couple of times, you know what those random areas it's gonna pop out by
Oh,
now. I mean, it could be the same for this,
oh, I
but where
thought it
it's like,
was.
oh, I know generally what like 4 areas it might be, just because it's not in this one area anymore.
Huh. Oh, well, that's gonna be interesting. If the stalker changes its areas of location, then it's like you'll never know. And that would be a cool effect because then if you play it multiple times, at least you're not going to know where it's going to be at. And if it's going to be like, if they've set it to where it hides in 8 different locations, you're never going to know where it's going to be.
Yeah, so it'd be like kind of like a surprise or keep the tension every time you play it kind of
Mm-hmm.
thing. Yeah. Speaking of the stalker, we know about, or should I say, sorry, I know I'm going to cut this part out. How do you feel about the theory about it being Alyssa Ashcroft? Sorry, Alicia at
Alyssa Ashcroft.
Alyssa Ashcroft's
Oh
character.
my goodness sakes.
I don't know why. I've been saying it just fine the whole
Alyssa
time. Right.
Ashcroft.
Alyssa Ashcroft's character.
Alyssa Ashcroft.
Alyssa Ashcroft. Alyssa
There you go.
Ashcroft. Alyssa Ashcroft. Okay. How do you feel about the theory about it possibly being Alyssa Ashcroft's character pursuing her own daughter in this role?
It would make sense to me because she's got, well, she has short white hair, but this thing's got like long white hair. But then again, when you're a monster, you don't really take care of yourself. But it's mostly pursuing her. I don't know if like when you play the game more, if it pursues somebody else. I mean,
Yeah,
it'd be interesting if it was the mom, because if you see in the trailer for the second trailer, and if anybody watched Gamescom 2025, they would have seen the trailer where towards the very end, Alyssa and Grace are running, and Grace turns around and she's kind of shocked because her mom is right behind her. So who knows? Maybe somebody caught her and changed her into this monster. But I could be wrong.
yeah. I'm curious about it just because I remember when Resident Evil 6 came out, people were curious to see if possibly the Ustanek creature was actually Leon, just because it had long hair on on one side of its body, and at then I don't think we've seen any trailers of Leon fighting the Ustanek. We just saw what's his name, Jake fighting the Ustanek.
Well, Leon does actually fight the Ustanak.
Yeah, but in the trailers they never showed it.
Oh, I see.
So it kind of left that theory out of like maybe it's oh shoot maybe something mutated
Yeah.
Leon, and
Yeah.
at the time the way the trailers felt, they felt like, oh, this could be the last Resident Evil. They got
Oh, that's
everybody in it.
interesting.
So in this one, they're saying it's kind of the end of an era with Resident Evil,
Yeah.
to open a new door. Yet we've only seen one person, which makes me wonder what the other legacy characters like Leon and Chris are, how they're going to be involved in this game. But it's interesting to see all the theories that are floating around. I'm just excited to see what happens, and I'm along for the ride.
I think Leon's going to be in it because if you watch the first trailer, there's so many different voices in there. There's one that's like, they're coming, be careful. And we already found out from that second trailer that that's Alyssa. So there's other, people talking. Like one is like,
Have you seen the same shit I've seen?
that sounds like an older version of Leon, but who knows? It could also be an older version of Chris. But considering the fact that they put little hints in there, like when they say that, they show Raccoon City, the RPD department, police department. So it makes me wonder if that could be possibly Leon. There's also another voice in there, but I'm not really sure whose that would belong to. And we've already seen another character where I think his name's Spencer, right? The guy who lived, the old man that lives in the Spencer mansion. I never played one, sorry.
Oh, okay. Are you talking about Oswald E. Spencer? I think.
Okay, yeah.
I think
he's in the first. He's in this trailer too, where he sits on the couch, and he's like, "I've been waiting for you" or something.
Oh, see, I'm not sure. So they think there's a theory that they think the hooded guy that pops up and grabs the mom, and the guy that's sitting in the chair are the same person.
I don't know. I think
We'd
the
have to
guy
look at them, but
that sits in the chair is the Oswald Spencer.
well, Oswald died when Wesker killed him in 5.
I mean, because you see in the second trailer that the guy that's the hooded person, you see his face because he kills the guy that's like trying to help Alyssa and Grace, because they walk out of the room and he's like, oh, where have you been? Oh, I'm so sorry and blah blah blah, and there's the hooded guy comes out behind him and he kills him, but you can see his face because the hood kind of flips up.
Yeah. Yeah,
So-
yeah, and I think the guy
And
here.
that monster itself kind of looks very similar to the infected people in 4 Remake, where Leon fights all those guys at the castle too,
Oh, a little bit.
or like when they're fighting with where you have to get the bridge to come up
Bridge.
and you walk across the bridge, like Ashley's on the wheels and you have to shoot all the people coming out.
Mm-hmm.
The person kind of looks like that. Maybe it's like a little nod to 4. I feel like there's a lot of like nods and like little hidden Easter eggs and gems in this game, because there's a lot of, oh yeah, this kind of reminds me of this one, this Resident Evil game. This reminds me of this Resident Evil game. There's a lot of hidden Easter eggs and little nods, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, yeah, and I'm for one, I'm along for the ride. Out of everybody, I think I have the least amount of expectations, just because I know Capcom's going to hit it out of the park, and for me, I like being surprised. So I don't know if any of these anybody's theories are going to be right or not, but I know it's just going to be fun, and I'm curious to see how they're going to utilize the legacy characters coming back and closing out a chapter of Resident Evil that we've all kind of been a part of for a very long time now. And curious to see what the next part is.
I mean, I think it's cool that, if you share your thoughts, and I'm sure there's other people who have different theories and all that, which we've seen some YouTubers already talk about, which those are pretty cool too,
Yeah.
But these are just like our thoughts for what we think, how the game's going to go, how it's going to play out, who's going to be in it.
Yeah, and I think feel free to leave your or your opinion in the comments section below. Of course, be cordial to everybody, and yeah, we're curious to hear your thoughts. These are our thoughts so far on just the whole thing, and this is just, at least for me, how I'm taking it in, how I'm processing it. The weekend looked really cool for Gamescom. I really liked the sets. I liked seeing all the cosplays for everybody that showed up and showed their support for the game. And I kind of just wish I was working it and just to set up everything. It makes me wonder if anybody is going to take home, after everything's done, that big O RPD gate. Because I would love to own that RPD gate. I don't know where I'd put it, but I'd love to have it. Just it's an awesome set piece.
I think they're going to keep that a little bit longer and show more, once the game possibly comes out. Because you still have, this Gamescom, which is already over, but you also have this PAC West, which is coming up on August 29th through September 1st. And there was a small little theory saying that there might be a very small grain of rice theory that there might be a playable demo after those 2 cons. But for sure, Gamescom will come back. It'll be in LA. It'll be on December 12th.
Oh, okay.
And
Well, there
those
you go.
tickets are expensive,
Yeah, yeah. Oh,
which
wow.
is very sad. $780 to 1,210. I wish I could go, but I could think of many other ways I'd want to spend my money.
Yeah, yeah.
But it would be cool, and hopefully, maybe once that second Gamescom comes down to LA, maybe they'll give us an idea of who the other voices are. Because they've only told us really just what one voice belongs to, but from the first trailer, maybe we'll get to see the other voices. Maybe they might give us, maybe we can finally pre-order it. Maybe they'll give us a demo, or possibly they will wait for the demo to be coming out in February, which that's what they did with 4. So for 4 Remake, the Chainsaw demo came out on March 9th. And then the game came out on March 24th. So I wouldn't be surprised that they wouldn't put the demo, in February, beginning of February, because the game comes out February 27th.
Right, right. I wouldn't be surprised if they draw it out till the last minute. Just for advertising reasons, it seems like that would probably be the smart thing for them to do. But I mean, as a fan, we would want that sooner, of course.
I think it'd be interesting if they do a collector's edition if the figurine is Grace,
Oh, yeah.
because that would be cool.
That would be cool
And
too.
then like a different art book. I mean, who knows? I'm not gonna go for collector's editions anymore because I learned my lesson. But
There is a story to this. Maybe another day, unless you want to get into it now.
no, it kind of
It'll
breaks
be
my
for
heart.
another day.
But I know my secrets now how to get my collector's editions, which I'm not gonna spill because I don't want everybody else to do it. So I will just get it that way. But for now, I think I'm fine with just standard edition, and hopefully GameStop will throw in a free, maybe a free steelbook like they're doing for Silent Hill F, which I'm looking forward to that one. I'm not going to get the steelbook, but we'll probably somewhere down the line, because that game's coming out in September, but maybe October we might be able to get it, and we'll start playing it for the channel. I think it'd be cool. It looks cool.
Yeah, it'd be fun to pick that one up and even pick up back where we left off Resident Evil 4. I had a friend talk to me and tell me he saw our Let's Plays, and he said, "Oh, I didn't know Leon had the gangster costume, or you could get a suit of armor where Ashley's invincible." So it was kind of cool, and it made them want to revisit the game as well, which is I enjoyed that we were able to inspire that. So. But let us know in the comments if there are any other horror games or demos we should check out. What do you think?
There's so many Resident Evil games that we haven't even played for the channel. It's crazy.
Yeah, and we're just getting started here. We're excited. One of the things that we noticed for PlayStation Network is that they had, especially this last weekend with Gamescom going on, released Director's Edition of Resident Evil 1, Resident Evil 2 itself, and Resident Evil 3 Nemesis. So those, playing the originals or playing the remakes, I am down for those for the channel. I'm glad to see these older games coming back in some sort of playable format to where we can enjoy them and, just share it with everybody. I think you guys will have to let us know. I mean, I think we're going to wind up playing it for the channel, of course. But let us know if you're excited to see that.
We'll also be playing the demo, and I think it'd be interesting for Kevin to play it in first person, and then I play it in third person.
Oh yeah, and then we'll be able to see side-by-side comparisons of our reactions, and also how each of the animations play out, first person and third person. It seems like they brought back the stumble mechanic from Resident Evil 6 that only Ashley knows I'm not very much a big fan of, because I rage whenever we play it together, and we're jumping down a ladder and she lands on me, and Leon, or whoever I'm playing, tumbles forward onto the ground like a toddler. So, and yeah, eventually we'll probably wind up playing that one for the channel. Actually, we have, I
That would be
believe
fun.
we both on PlayStation have it 100% unlocked almost, or at least all the costumes and infinite
Yeah.
ammo and stuff like that. So we'll
Yeah.
at some point play with it, and even maybe show you guys some of us grieving each other on the one-on-one maps, where I mess with her and she'll mess with me in
Wow.
multiplayer.
Wow.
I think that could be fun. But anywho, I think that is all we have for today. Stick around for more content. Again, like we said, we don't know when. There's a lot of life stuff happening, but we are excited to get back to this channel and do stuff. We have a lot of stuff that we're excited and inspired to look at and record and play for you guys. And yeah,
Especially since it's been a year. That's been a long time since we haven't played. And hopefully, one of these days, once we're done playing 9 and once we're done playing Silent Hill, we'll get back to Eternights because I really liked that game. That was pretty fun.
yeah. I was enjoying that. I feel like we need to maybe give it a once over and replay some stuff just to get used to its Devil May Cry mechanics, kind of with the hack and slash. And then I would like to also figure out the whole character tree thing, because I was having a hard time. I have a hard time understanding character tree stuff, so it takes me a moment to actually mess around with it and get it. But I mean, once we get that, we'll get back into the swing of it and
Yeah. And
play
then,
up to that point, and then just keep going from there and bring that series back.
and then finish, the OG4 whenever we get a chance.
Yeah.
And then play some of the other games. This Revelations game is pretty cool so far. Too bad we didn't, record it, but we just kind of want to enjoy it for ourselves since we haven't really played anything together because we've been so busy, work, school,
Life, just life in
Life.
general.
life, everything.
But it's great to talk to you guys again. Be sure to say hi in the comments below and tell us what you might be excited for on the channel. I've been Kevin Morris,
And I'm Ashley.
and we'll see you again. Bye-bye.
Bye.